for a $100,000 wedding?
Yes.
Yes.
Look at this. Somebody come look at this.
Why?
I have high standards, and I feel like I shouldn't lower them just because.
I have high standards, too. I went to a justice of the peace.
Okay.
Married 32 years. The biggest weddings are the shortest marriages, I swear. You know, Kim Kardashian, that dude, 72 days. Took her longer to pick out the dress than it did to be married to her. You know what I mean? You look at, that's just a party. You have that party when, like on your 25th wedding anniversary, then you could spend that kind of money. $100,000, you're never gonna get married, honey. You know what I'm saying? He's 20, you know what I'm saying? That's the wrong goal. The goal is to have him like for 40 years.
Yeah.
Not to have one party.
Right.
Yeah.
But I'm with you on the kid thing, and I'm gonna fuss at him about that later. What concerns do you have about him? I understand that you feel like he's not faithful. What's bothering you in that regard?
I feel like every single week it's something new. Like, we'll be making progress, and then 3 weeks later it'll be another thing. He'll be,
Give me some examples.
like, for example, I caught him online commenting under women's pictures talking about some lit. What's so lit about a girl in a bikini? He said, oh, I do music with her, that's why I'm commenting on her stuff, it's networking. What does music have to do with her in a bikini is all I'm saying, talking about lit. Like, he's just very embarrassing.
But lit's pretty common, though, isn't it? It's not intimate or sexual. I mean, it's lit.
Yes, right.
It's not just that, though. It's like, it's heart eyes and in the DMs. It's like, it's more than that, though. It's like...
She missing the concept of the picture, though. The picture had a dog in there that was brought back to life from animal cruelty.
Your thoughts?
What? So I looked at the situation like, that's lit. You took a dog that had his face almost ate off and brought it back to life, and you showing videos. I put lit. She get offended. She missed the concept. She saw the female in there, heels on, dress on, and she like, oh yeah, he trying.
Oh yeah, she trying to get next to her.
Yeah, he trying to connect with that. So I'm like, but at the same time though, it's very like impatient moments with her though. Like it be impatient moments with her.
I understand you woke up one day to find her yelling at a girl on your phone.
On my phone.
What do you mean by that?
Explain, tell me what happened.
Look, I got drunk that night, so I got drunk.
Full disclosure.
I didn't want to drive because drinking and driving is bad.
Yep.
So I spent the night on my friend's couch for like 6-7 hours. It was about 7 o'clock when I came in the morning time. So when I come in the morning, I fall right in the bed, collapse. Me, I don't hide my phone, ain't nothing to hide, I leave it on the floor. I don't know if I was dreaming, but I heard communications like, oh, why you calling my man? Da, da, da. I get up like, oh, she talking to the girl on the phone, and the girl like, it ain't your business why I'm calling, and she went from there, and I'm like, get my phone back, get my phone back. She like, oh, now you got these females calling your phone while you sleep or whatever. Who you talking to? Who is this person on your phone? I'm like, I rap with her. She's an artist of mine, you know? Like I really do business with her.
Ms.
She understand that.
Do you remember what the incident we're talking about?
I do remember this
You
incident.
tell me your version of that.
I saw in his recent calls a young lady, and I called her. Her name was, I'm not even gonna say her name, but I called her, and basically she told me that it was none of my business. And
why did you call her though?
She was calling like 5 times, and it was early in the morning. He was already gone until 2 a.m. So she called like around 6 a.m. like 5 times, and I'm like, you had to have been hanging out with somebody the night before, because why is she calling you so many times in the morning? So I answered, and I'm like, okay, who are you? And she's like, oh, I'm an artist, mind your business.
This is outrageous. Right to jail, right away.
First of all, this bitch is crazy. Let's get that straight. So she told you she was an artist that was calling, and still you thought that it was somebody else.
Hold on, let's go rewind back even further. She wants $100,000 wedding.
Yeah, that's really the first problem.
She wants $100,000 wedding. Like, bitch, what?
Like,
why?
These
Why
women
is
need to
that
understand,
necessary?
And the crazy part is that women think that if you don't give them the exact dollar amount wedding that they asked for, you doesn't love me. Bitch, it's not your money that's going to be spent on this, because it's never women paying for these weddings. It never is. So let's use that money for something more reasonable. We did another video. A girl wanted a dude to spend $250,000 on the wedding, or she wouldn't get married. I'm not a justice of the peace, bitch. Like, fuck is you talking about? You're a weirdo. Like, what do you mean? The marriage is worth exactly the same whether you go to Justice of the Peace and spend no money, or whether you spend $1 million. It's exactly the same.
You're just paying so much, an absorbent amount of money
party.
just for people to celebrate your happiness.
That's
when
all
you
you're
should
doing.
just be happy, period. Like, I don't understand.
That's all you're doing. It's like, there's no rational situation where you could say, let's spend $100,000 on a wedding, as opposed to spending $5,000 and spending $95,000 on something else. Like
that will be worth it in the long run,
Right.
long term. But like,
even a car would be worth more than that.
yeah,
So any woman that says to you that I want this amount wedding, and you say, nah, that's too much, and she gets offended or upset in any way, she's for the street. Get rid of her and don't marry her. She's a piece of shit.
I happen to agree with
steal.
the judge because honestly, I think kind of that majority of weddings that actually do end up in the courthouse and not in at the city hall actually last.
They last longer than the
I
ones that
kind of agree with that.
Yeah, niggas spend $100,000 on the wedding and then have to lose $200,000 in a divorce a year later. Like, it's all goofy. You motherfuckers drive yourself into bankruptcy playing fucking these goofy ass games.
Yeah.
Like, that's what I said. If a shorty demand money of you, she's basically asking for random money for literally no reason. It's just a party.
No, she's asking for exorbitant amount of money just for a fairy tale day.
Yeah,
That's
right.
it.
That's what it is. These motherfuckers been watching Disney fairy tales since they were kids, so they grow up to be an adult and think that every wedding has to be outlandish and ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
The wedding is not the marriage is not the wedding.
Right.
So no matter what you do at that shit, if you're a shitty wife, like a lot of you motherfuckers are, the marriage is gonna be shitty anyway. Don't spend all this money on this wedding just for this bitch to try and divorce you. Make sure you get a prenup, for sure, before you even engage in this bullshit. So why are you picking up my phone, answering my phone calls, or calling people on my phone?
Yeah.
I don't care what you think is going on. You confront whoever it is. Why are you making calls with my phone?
Yeah.
As me, are you stupid? Like, put my shit down. Are you crazy? She's like, well, I saw they were calling, so I called them back. For what? Mind your business. That girl was right on the phone. You should mind your business. And the worst part about it is that he's working.
Yeah.
And the information you got from the girl is that he's working. The information you got from him was that he was working. Yet somehow it's still a fucking problem. Bruh.
I do see how she can perceive it because it seems sus, hella sus.
You're right, but that's something he can prove.
At the same time, he was drunk, and I bet you she's just calling to find out if he made it home okay. He made it home safely at all. So
we don't even know if that girl was even with him the night before.
Right.
We don't even know that.
But
there's no evidence of that.
In honesty, we all know how the industry gets down. If you're in the music industry, you do be sleeping around with
You're
people.
right, but that's not guaranteed. Not with that girl anyway.
Right.
And at the end of the day,
I believe him. I honestly believe him.
Right.
I think he is actually telling.
At the end of the day, Shorty's an artist, so like that is a legitimate reason for her to be calling.
Yeah.
Whether you believe them or not is something else.
Yeah.
But don't act like he's crazy for that. Like that's a legitimate reason for her to be calling him.
Right.
She's an artist, and that's something that he can prove. There's paperwork with her fucking name on it.
Yeah.
And his name, so she's an artist, that can be proven. Which I'm sure she probably already knew. Which is why when that's not the first thing she said. Oh, some girl was calling. Only after the judge prompted you did you not say, oh yeah, it was an artist. Bitch, get the fuck out of here. Like, I think Shorty's honestly a maniac. I think you shouldn't marry her at all. And she looks a little funny in the face to begin with. I don't care. Get the fuck out of here. You don't listen. The better you look, the more bullshit you can get away with. You need to look like a super.
No. Let's not. No.
Listen, no. That's not how it should be, but that's how it is.
Oh my God.
And if you look like one of the Lost Boys, you are not going to be able to finesse niggas. She thinks she's better looking than she is. You need to be a supermodel to pull this level of crazy stunts and get away with it. You too ugly for this. You need to stop it.
Listen, pretty or not,
Humble
no
your
one
scams.
should be finessing anybody. Everybody should be straightforward, to the point. Like, come on. We're all adults here.
Of course, we're not going to stand for any pretty face scammers. But my point is that
Better not.
the audacity for you to be an ugly face scammer. That's my fucking point.
I'm leaving.